That's all I'm saying. Because, because I'm not alone. They're incredibly naughty. They are demanding my attention. So if I disappear, please don't go to the toilet now. Okay, so you're not listening to the sound of the litter tray. I mean, seriously. Please let it be a wee. Please let it be a wee. Anyway, let's kind of good. It's all right. It was a wee because unfortunately I cannot leave the gimbal and the phone to remove. Anyway, let's move on. Who have we got? We've got Terry. We've got Kathy. We've got Pizzazz. We've got Guan and Beth. We've got Margaret. We've got Alison. We've got Janie, Melissa, Ginny, Emma B, and yes, hello, Apollo. Honestly, they're just so... They give you the little cute faces, and then the reality comes out. So, yeah, and then you think, what have I done? What have I done? Hello, Kathleen. Yes, probably sitting there wondering why I'm talking to myself, to be honest, which may or may not be usual. I'm not telling. Hello, Monica. Hopefully you can hear, well, you won't be able to hear, I don't think, that you might be able to hear the tearing up of newspaper, which is somebody's particular enjoyance. That's not a word, is it? Enjoyance. I don't think that's a word. Like it, but I don't think it's actually a word. Hello, Angela. Hello, Joanne. Sorry if my hair looks a bit fly away. I washed my hair especially for you guys, and despite what they say on the conditioner and the shampoo bottles, none of it works, does it really? You still end up looking pretty much exactly as you look like before you put on those fabulous products. It's just all a bit... yes, if I start screaming, the secret is blow drying. Alison, well, it's funny you should say that. Well, I mean, it's not funny, but if I blow dry, I disappear in a puff of air. It's actually real, it happens. Hello, Nikki. My mother used to blow dry my hair when I was younger, obviously, not recently. And she used to style it in a way that I absolutely hated. So I think I have an absolute aversion to blow dry my hair. The other thing is, because it's so thin and fine, that when it's blow dried, it's just like, it's not a great look. See me soon. I'll be showing off some little wigglets. Hello, Tisharoo. Good to see you. Hello, Rebecca. And I've also, burnt your hair, when you're blow drying, and then you're like, oh, what's that smell? Oh, I've set fire to my own hair. So I'm not sure really I should be trusted. Wiglets, yes, wiglets. They're like mini wigs. When you can't afford the full, 70s buffet. Hello, Pam. So Ian, the lovely Ian, the guide in Oxford and, everywhere really. He's not actually from Oxford. Unfortunately, he wanted to join and see the little kiddylits, but he's travelling back from Oxford. Yes, he messaged me to say he was sorry he couldn't make it. So I said I'd post him a kitten. Did he want it first or second class, and would he like it tracked? Hello, Claire. So they've collapsed the box. Yeah, why not post a kitten? Obviously, you need to put air holes in, but what else would be wrong? Can you hear? Can you hear? Because that's my life. Did I say hello, Claire? Now, this one, Janitska, Lorna. I think I'd rather have it posted to a different address. Yes, probably yours, Emma. So this morning, has anybody had this? My alarm went off at 7 o'clock in the morning. I hadn't set my alarm for 7 o'clock in the morning. There is no alarm set for 7 o'clock in the morning. So I Googled, and apparently it's a thing that sometimes you can have phantom alarms. And the thing is, I have kittens. I don't need more phantom alarms. I already have sort of crashes and bangs. I don't need my phone going, oh, that's funny. Welcome to the fake alarm. Hello, Susan. Well, hopefully not gremlins. That's a thought. I have been in Rye quite a few times, which is, of course, very haunted. Perhaps I brought back a ghost alarm. Apparently it could be an app that would like to wake me up. But why 7 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday? It makes no sense. And I know it wasn't a faulty alarm because I don't set my alarm. So as in an alarm going off on the wrong day. I don't set my alarm for 7 o'clock in the morning because that would be silly, wouldn't it? It's just too early. So what's the weather like where everybody is? Where's everybody? I know we've got some Canadians on board. We've got some Americans on board. I can't kill the clock, Pam. It's my phone. If I kill the clock, I've killed my livelihood and my way to connect. Hello, Grace. So we've got rainy, we've got cold, rain, warm and rainy. Well, of course, South Africa, North Devon, England, southeastern USA, warm and cloudy. Emma had some weird teddy bear hiding somewhere in my room that started talking at 2 a.m. the other morning, scared her to death. I'm sorry because I'm banging on the phone and I can see it's bishing and boshing. Above normal temperatures, cloudy in western Pennsylvania. That's very good for a weather report. Windy and wet. Rain. Oh dear. We're not doing very well. Hello, Joy. Sunny, windy. Sunny, windy. Well, I could cope with sunny and windy. How can you... Oh, yes, London, Ontario. I was thinking you can't possibly be sunny in London. Yes. Oh, the chat's gone wild. Hello, Jenny. You've just been in Chicago on a tour and it was gorgeous. Doesn't help me, does it? Doesn't help me. Thanks for rubbing it in. Rain in Kent. Yes, it is. It's been horrendous, hasn't it? Hello, Sonia. Warm but terribly windy in northwest Spain. Orange warning on the Atlantic tomorrow. Is that because you get a lot of oranges there in Spain? You've got an orange warning. Oh, somebody walked into my foot. Wet and cold. Beautiful in Toronto. Hello, Louise. Need a furry baby tour today. Lost your Chloe. I'm really sorry to hear that. Was Chloe old? Hopefully it was old and went past in the sleep. It was a gift from a former pupil and was a recording of their voice saying, "Thank you, Miss Braisby." How absolutely sweet is that? I mean, I can't imagine early in the morning. That's very sweet, but that is super lovely, isn't it? I might give one of those to my mum. Thank you, Mummy. And aim it to go off at about 6 o'clock. Hello, Bonnie and Aidan. Seen you, but had to be put down due to cancer. Unfortunately, I know how that goes. That was my beloved Tinker. Back on August the 19th. It's Tinker's fault that we are where we are today. Hello, Casey. Hello, Natalie. Hello, Christina. Hello, Audrey. I blame Tinker because if Tinker still was with us, then I wouldn't have my life turned upside down. Tinker had heart disease and I always said I would not put him through any kittens. Tinker passed and yes, get off my foot and stop killing each other. Yes, I know. Yes, please do join my Facebook group. We have a bit of a laugh. Today I've just posted a frog looking like it was using a leaf as an umbrella. Well, exactly, Casey. Who is here? Tinker, absolutely. He was a naughty boy himself. So Apollo tends to like things to eat, like leaves, newspaper, cardboard. So that's marvellous. Thank you, Guana Bear. Thank you very much for tipping pre-tour. Oh, Lord. It's question marks. I know, full of them. It's the, where's Marlene? Also a fellow exclamation mark. Will Marlene be joining us? And where's Nancy? What time is it in Canada, chaps? Didn't your clocks go back as well? Lots of questions. It's 1:15 p.m. Oh, it's not. It's lunchtime. Can you stop making silly noises? Thank you. What was I going to say? I was going to say, oh yes, I think I've got a leak in my roof. So not this one, somewhere else. Hello, Linda. Hello, Sharon. Ah, Joy. Well, yes. Apollo does some fantastic. I will be sharing. Once I've done this tour and done the grand reveal, I'll be posting a few more pictures of the thugs, the furry thugs. We recently rehomed an indoor cat, Otis, with 3 legs. He can have supervised access to the outdoors. I think I interrupted my train of thought and I was telling you something. Oh, yes. So in my ensuite, which is now my bathroom because this has been taken over, there was a lot of water on the floor. And I looked up and there was a little bit of something on the ceiling. So I think I've got a loose roof tile, and we've literally had about 5,000 gallons of rain. And it does explain, I was thinking, this is ridiculous. Why is my towel getting so wet? Because, of course, the hand towel's directly underneath. So I was cursing myself, going, Léonie, why aren't you shaking the water off your hands like normal people do? And actually it could have just been rain. So now I feel a little bit more relieved. Hello, Meek, or Mike. Mickey? Oh, I could... And watch out, the Queen of Darkness has joined. Who told you that, Susan? We don't rehome indoor cats as a rule. We rehome indoor cats, obviously, if it's in their best interest. So that could be if they're 3-legged, if they have... FIV, which is something that they shouldn't really necessarily socialise with, but that obviously has changed somewhat, the thoughts around that, and actually there's different opinions on that. Also blind cats, deaf cats. You would accept a 3-legged cat. Well, gift. Here you are, you may accept that 3-legged cat. Yes, so we do have people that come to us and want kittens as house cats, and unfortunately we say no. We like kittens to be safe, but we obviously do home checks. We've got less than 2 minutes of the pre-live. We've got Leslie joined, Viv joined, Roger joined. Well, it's interesting, Audrey, because there's a completely different school of thought depending on if you're in the UK or if you're in America or Canada, because obviously... and indeed in Australia, because Australia don't like outdoor cats because of the impact, not the whole of Australia, but I believe there are certain regions because of the impact on the wildlife. So it really depends where you are, which country you're in, as opposed to what you would be doing with your cats. Hello, Penny. Yes. Hello, Andrew. Are cats dancing or possibly demolishing the sink? Well, Apollo does enjoy the sink. I will say yes. And hello, Cheryl. Hello, Jane. To be honest, Apollo demolishes everything within sort of a very wide kitty radius, including his, I won't say who, we're not there, his companion. Hello, Seth. Oh, the earplug story. Do you know what's really strange? I'll have to share this now. So I shared this on my group. There's Marlene, the exclamation mark lady's here. Hello, Ronnie. Basically, I was woken up because the cats had turfed one of their toys upside down, and it was going bang, 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 bang. So I came in, I righted it, I went back to sleep, put my earplugs in. They're yellow and pink. I don't know why, but they are. And then I let the cats have a run around, blah, blah, blah. And I watched, and Apollo was running around with one of my earplugs, which was a fetching colour and actually not really something I wanted him to have. So I took it off him. And then I saw him running around with the earplug bag. So that was also not so exciting. We'd just gone live. And I just wanted to say, because I saw a comment come in, I'm sorry to hear, Cheryl, about your cat, but 19 years is a good age, so I hope that gave you some comfort. And we are now live, so hello, welcome. If indeed you haven't been on a HeyGo tour before, let me explain what you're looking at, although that can depend whether or not you're looking at it from the app or the browser. But at the top right, you'll have the follow button. If you click on the follow button, it's like accessing the wardrobe to Narnia. You will then be able to get notifications when I go live if you have the app, or you'll see my amazing posts and see more about my tours. Down at the right, you have the chat button. Feel free to chatty chat, ask a question. If I miss your comment, it's probably because somebody's chewing my ankles, and feel free to repeat. At the bottom middle, there's a round button, which is the postcard button, and feel free to take lots of postcards, put them on Voyagers and show what they were missing out on today. Thank you, Joy, my blonde look. I do need to do the routes, but moving on. And then on the left-hand button, there is the Marlene's just demonstrated. Thank you, Marlene. The tip button, as I'm sure you all know, is that HeyGo guides are not paid by HeyGo. We rely on the generosity of your tips. If you're not able to do a tip, completely understand. Perhaps you'd like to do a fabulous 5-star review if you enjoy the tour. If you don't enjoy the tour, the review button doesn't work. Don't worry about it. Now, sorry for the little bit of a whoop-hoo. I'm taking my tripod off. I thought I would save my wrist a little bit. Who's got 47 cats? Me, it feels like. And I'm going to tell you something. Firstly, I think I've made 2 HeyGo records today. Firstly, I think I'm the first person to do a tour from the bathroom. Secondly, I think I'm the first person potentially to do a tour in their pyjamas. Now, this is... Hello? Hello? Yes, well, that's lovely, isn't it? Could you perhaps stay in the camera frame? So, this is Apollo, who many of you have met, not necessarily physically. Now, Apollo was one of 9 kittens. His mummy, Poppy, came into the rescue. She had 9 babies, and she was an absolutely amazing mum. Now, these 2 are going to be all over the place, so apologies if the camera work goes a little bit cray-cray. They have collapsed the box. The box shouldn't actually be like this. So you will see little fang marks there. So Apollo... I actually met, it's actually a Voyager's fault that I have Apollo because, oh, well, this is interesting, but also perhaps damaging for my hand. Yes, I'm trying to close the box so it doesn't collapse again, Apollo. Never mind. I was showing you John and Liam, and now John and Leo, and, oh, get your fingers off. And they're not fingers either, are they, you ridiculous kitten? Quite a fascination with the old Phonio. Right, if I do that, my gimbal is going to have a funny 5 minutes. Do you like my toilet seat? Brand new, never been used, don't worry. It's all wonderful here. So where was I? So, and Michelle said to me, oh, Léonie, you're going to be doing another one of your cat tours. I really like those. And I said, well, we do have 9 kittens in. I said, I could actually see if what they're like. So I went and I looked at these. You will now realise why I'm wearing pyjamas. Because I do not want my jeans to be ruined. The only problem is with pyjamas is they're not actually that thick. And I do have quite a few little scratches on my legs. Yes, Apollo, be careful. Get off the gimbal though. Oh, that was classy. Yes, oh, look at me, I'm licking the sink because I'm not given any water to drink. That's not true, is it, Apollo? No, that's not true. Hopefully you caught a glimpse of those ridiculous feet. So, oh no, that's me. Oh, dear me. Right, so what I wanted to do is show you what I saw when I went to see these 9 kittens. So we put all 9 kittens into a carrier. Well, I did, so I could take a nice photo for the HeyGo tour photo. And this little one started coming out and trying to climb up. And I have to say, the deal was done. But of course, I could not tell you that the deal was done because my mother did not know. And I did not think my mother would think it was a good idea to get any more kittens. My mother, of course, was right. However, too late. So now Apollo was not the first kitten, of course, I'd actually seen, because Tinker passed on the 19th of August. On the 26th of August, we had a beautiful cat go into labour. And I think some of you, sorry, I'm not actually moving my hand around, although Apollo seems to enjoy that quite a lot. I was actually looking for the ball. I'll just film a toy, shall I, while they both fight over the biscuits. Thank you, Apollo, that would be nice. And she came in and she went into labour and she gave birth in the litter tray. And unfortunately, several hours passed and no other kittens popped out. So she had to go for an emergency cesarean. And the next day I was at the cattery and I met her. Beautiful, beautiful Harriet, also known as Sweet Potato. And she had 5 other babies delivered, one of which was this little pale, I've done it again. You'd think I didn't know how to run at all. This little pale pickle. And sadly, one by one, the kittens passed. We don't know why. Mum wasn't a great mum. She's a fabulous cat, but she wasn't, she did tend to lie on her kittens, and that may well have contributed to it. Her milk didn't come through straight away. And yeah, Casey, she was just too young. It wasn't sudden kitten death syndrome. I think they were just too weak. And, you know, we don't know the background. And there was this one scrawny, pale thing that was very determined from the very outset. And hello, Stefan, nice to see you. And he, of course, was very good at being on the nipple, which is really important. And he was the only one that really showed this kind of survival spirit. And he was the only one that survived. And then we found out, and having lost Tinker the week before, shall we get your eye bogies? Having lost Tinker the week before, I kind of thought, well, you know, it's a single ginger. Perhaps, you know, it's meant to be. Sorry, just trying to sort her eyes out there for the, you know, postcard so she can look in all her glory. And actually it turned out that he was not a she. Well, he was not a he even, he was a she. Which was quite interesting, really, because probably told you before, but for the ginger gene, although this, quite frankly, is a very faded ginger gene, more of an apricot, as they would say in the business. Apollo just bashed his head on the bath, so no sense, no feeling. And she comes into about 25% of ginger cats are female. So she's slightly more unusual, but her colouring actually is really quite unusual. Yes, thank you. It's more of an apricot colour. So we've not done that before, have we? And one of my colleagues said, we don't do, this was on the first day, Saturday, she said, we don't do very well with the peachy coloured ones, which of course made me laugh because it's not really peach. So I called her Peachy. Peachy then, kind of in the back of my head, I thought to myself, well, you know, it's kind of a sign. She's the last ginger. The last single ginger the cattery had 9 years ago was Cato, who was 4 weeks old and hand-reared. And I thought to myself, well, I could take this little one. Why not? And then I thought, gosh, well, yeah, no, that's okay. Then I saw Apollo and I kind of thought, well, the two would be company for each other, wouldn't they? That was it, really. So last Saturday, Leslie, they came home. And so when I was doing Apollo's tours, kind of, I knew that, I think on the second tour, that Apollo would be coming home with me. But as I said, couldn't tell you all because the mother didn't know. The mother took it better than I expected. Although I did do, you know, a very good introduction of why I hadn't told her, as I expected to be, you know, expected her to disapprove. Bless her. I mean, here I am, a grown woman, worried about my mother. Doesn't change, does it? Well, I think, yes, I had a few comments. I think Emma made a few comments. Asking if I was going to adopt him. And I think Mother was on the tour, or somebody was like, oh, let's ignore the question. And I think I saw that somebody said they're very expensive. The initial outlay on kittens isn't the cost. It's actually the fact that you are committing to 15 to 20 years of something that chews cardboard for fun. So I took out their pet insurance. No, her name is Freya, but perhaps I call her both. So if you hear me calling her Peachy, yes, that's fine. That's kind of her nickname, and her real name is Freya because that sounds less daft at the vet. So we took out the insurance. I say we, they had absolutely nothing to do with it. And it was only then that I realised how much more expensive boy kittens are. And Apollo came in at £18 a month, and Freya came in at £11 a month. This is a great shot of a litter tray. Thanks, kids. Could you possibly fill it up with kittens? And Freya, no, Freya, so goddess of fertility and chewing cardboard, apparently. And Apollo, of course, is, well, that's interesting, Pam. Thank you for reminding me as I get distracted and go off on a Tommy tangent. I rang up the insurance company and I said, look, I actually did manage to get a discount on Apollo because I was insuring two together. I said, look, that seems super different, you know, and actually, is it because, you know, they're not neutered and he will be neutered, obviously? They said, no, the difference is that males have much more likelihood of accidents and illnesses. I couldn't argue with him because Tinker costs thousands at the vet. So I went, oh, right. I thought, well, considering I've really been a house of male cats for most of my life, now perhaps is not the time to find out that they've been costing me so much more than female equivalents. So there's that. So that's obviously, but you still have to factor in. So if you rescue, you will have your adoption fee, which may cover your vaccinations, your neutering, your fleeing and worming. But you also need to take into account that every year you should have your annual boosters. I won't be keeping them in the bathroom, Mark. No, I will be getting onto that. No, they will not be bathroom cats. They currently are bathroom kittens. It all adds up, as long as if I wanted a cheap mail, you see, funny enough, the last bit, Tony, of your comment has been blocked out by, it got no better. It got no better. I had jumped to latest. Yes, you see, it was as bad as it looked without the second part. But thank you, Tony, for the offer. It's very super kind of you. So Peachy is a bit of a chewer. She also likes to destroy the newspapers. So you will see under that letter tray, there is a little bit of, actually it's, tablecloth, waterproof tablecloth. And the other has newspaper. And the problem is that Apollo quite likes to eat newspapers. So that's what happened to the newspaper. So, and there you will see is a little bit of newspaper. You will also see, Spunky means something slightly in Britain. So, and you will see lots of little bits of cardboard around. Now, I do clear up quite regularly, and you kind of wonder why. Clean the litter tray out about 3 times a day. No, Casey, it's amusing, not offensive. Well, the thing is that with females, so we know, some of you will know I have a Dessa who's a calico, which quite frankly is just kind of code for assassin. So she is a little terror, and I have a funny feeling that females may be cheaper on insurance, but slightly more attitude. So let's explain to you, why are we in a bathroom? So when you take kittens home, you should actually not let them, landed on the tiles quicker than was my intention. So, I know what I was going to bring you as well, I'll show you in a minute. Is that they should have their own space that they can make sure that they still associate with the litter tray. When I moved to Kent, I got a little ginger kitten called Nemo, and we let him have the whole run of the house, which was splendid because when we woke up one morning, Nemo was on the bed and he peed on my other half, which quite frankly, in hindsight, was splendid behaviour, and I wish he'd done it a few more times. But anyway, we then had to restrict him to the kitchen, so he reassociated himself with the litter tray. So rather than doing that, I've got a small room that they will actually then learn to associate. They're obviously all litter trained. However, if you confuse a kitten, you can kind of suffer for it. And that could be something as simple as changing their litter tray, not their litter tray. Well, actually it could be. So at the moment we're looking at an open litter tray. Some people might instantly try them with a hooded litter tray that they might protest. So they might pee outside of the litter tray, or they may choose somewhere else entirely to have their business. If you also change the litter, so I've got the fine clumping litter. And by the way, I say fine, not as in saying it's marvellous, as in by its actual type. And if you change that, so somebody recently changed their litter to wood pellets, and the cat then decided it didn't like it and made it protest. Now, Milo didn't like when Tinker had gone to the litter tray first. So he would actually protest by peeing down the side of the litter tray. So I remedied that in that stage by getting 2 litter trays and making sure I frequently change them. Lesson learned with these two litter trays. Rule of thumb is 1 per cat plus 1. However, I think quite frankly 2's more than enough. What else was I going to say? So the other reason is I have other adult cats, and for integration, you can't just let them all out together, think they're going to get on, because it's more than likely that they won't. So if I remember, or somebody reminds me, on my group, I'll show a picture of Peachy first meeting Milo. And, well, Milo wasn't necessarily as welcoming as Peachy might have liked. So I think they've all been hissed at by Milo has hissed at both of them. Edess has hissed at both of them. Milo's gone to smack one of them round the face. Baloo's not done a growl so much as more of an indignant noise. Kato legged it. So I will not risk letting them out and about. So 4 adults, 2 babies. And no, the whole point of me moving was so I could actually show you better, not so you then all joined on me. No, get off my feet, Polo. Shouldn't even have my foot on the toilet seat, see? Right, well, that's worked really well. Oh, sorry, gang. That was quite, denty in the old, and I bled to death. Great having kittens, highly recommend it. No, they're just in hyper mode. As I said, I do have quite a few scratches on my legs now. If I wore something like jeans, it would be better, but then my jeans would be ruined. Nikki, you can keep saying puss, puss, puss to them. Do they sleep much? Yes, they do. Hallelujah. So I have now, I have 6 in total. 4 adults and these 2. And I'll talk to you about their, oh, hello. I hope you all enjoy the glittery toilet seat. And yes, goes very well, I think, with Peachy's colours. Well, I never intended to have 6. It was, so they're not, I also, because quite frankly, they would drive me insane, I opened the door to the bathroom and I let them run around like crazy things through my bedroom, and I've got a bit of bored that I decided I would close off the stairs because otherwise what they were doing is they were going downstairs, going in different directions, and I was having anxiety. I did actually lose Peach at one point to be reunited by hearing Baloo go, which is quite lovely. How do I find the time to look after them? Well, you don't have to be there all the time, fortunately. So they tend to sleep during the night. I come and sit in here, and obviously then I sit at the top of the stairs, making sure they don't go downstairs, and I watch them go crackers. The great thing is about having a pair is the fact that they can entertain each other and they play. And considering they were only put together, not up my legs, Apollo. No, let go. I was saying something and got distracted by Freya jumping onto the box. Normally I wouldn't have a box in my bathtub, but the reason for that is because otherwise I figured, yes, Tuesday, that was it. So they only met each other last Tuesday. And I was worried that they wouldn't get on. I worried about everything. I was an anxious new parent. I worried they wouldn't get on. I worried that they'd miss their mothers. I worried they'd miss this, that I wouldn't be enough, etc., etc. And I am very fortunate in the fact that they absolutely get on well with each other. They spend so long chasing each other round and round. Literally, I'll sit in the bedroom and they will go run from the bedroom through to the bathroom and back again, and back again. And you can hear them when I'm downstairs. It's like little elephants. No, they're not from the same litter. So poor little Peachy lost all her siblings. Well, she didn't lose them. Sadly, they passed. And now Apollo's got overexcited because this is the new thing in kitten world. Right, let's see if I can actually now move back. So we were very fortunate in the fact that we had 9 in Apollo's litter, 1 with the peach, La Pêche, and that meant that we have rehomed in 5 pairs. I swear to goodness, these kittens are driving me insane. Thank you, Bonnie and Aidan. They've actually just taken that toy into the litter tray, which is lovely. Let me see if I could do an artistic under the bath shot. I don't need to do an artistic under the bath shot now. Well, yes, the thing is, I have a stack of cat toys which have been given to me over the years when obviously I had older cats who didn't want toys. But it's also really important that they learn how to share. Apollo isn't always as great at sharing, so he tends to run off with a toy. Then early doors he might growl, but then he learns he has to share, and that's good. And yeah, he does carry it around. They both of them, and he used to do this, and I think she learned from him because he used to put things in his mouth and carry them around, and she didn't. And I think she's seen him do it, and now she walks around. And see, he'll be then like, he'll run off with it. And yeah. If you're thinking the bath is beautiful, it is. Is it comfortable? No. I didn't install it. It came with the house. Pretty much like the kitchen, which is equally as well used. I don't have a toilet roll up. No, Joy. I'll tell you what I did to kitten proof. So we have here, oh, sorry, I've just kicked Peachy in the head. So we have here a bit of cardboard around that so they didn't get their claws stuck in that. We have, of course, missing toilet roll. And then we have, that one has been removed. And this used to be about 6 foot long. And so I've wound it up and put it up. Because everything was cleared, this entire bathroom. I have an ensuite with a shower. Oh, hello. Hello, look at me. I do not fancy having to use a toilet with these hounds. And as I say, the bathroom does look amazing. Not the bathroom, the bath looks amazing, but it's not actually comfortable at all. Nice, don't kick the litter everywhere. No, that would be nice. So I don't actually have to continue to sweep for no good reason. Thing is with kittens is this will be amazing for a while. And then they'll get bored. So then I'll reintroduce a new toy. So this toy was introduced today. That toy's been there a while. So what I will do is take this toy out and then I'll reintroduce it later. What spots do they sleep in? What spots do they sleep in? Well, they like to sleep in this beautiful bed, which I bought because I treated myself about 3 years ago. I absolutely love this bed. And I thought, I have a bit of a cat bed thing. I thought, I must have it. And Baloo enjoyed it, and then Milo peed all over it, so I had to go away. So I'm quite happy that I'm now able to use it. So then they've got the blankets up here. So this blanket is the blanket I put up in with Peachy when she was just a couple of weeks old. She was born on the 26th of August and Apollo was born on the 10th, as I know one of you asked me that question. Oh, the Gimbal, what are you doing? Then we also have, oh, excuse me. Then we also have this bed. However, Peachy likes to sleep on it there, not in it there. So that's nice. And I also don't leave them with this toy because I am worried that Apollo will choose some bits that he shouldn't. Yeah, Milo likes to pee on things sometimes. Likes to make his mark. Unfortunately, me less so. Also, something else I had to do because, again, just anxiety. Oh, hello. Is here. There was a little gap, so I've actually got some cardboard. Oh, I'm under the sink. And take that up because just I was worried one of them might get under the floorboards. Well, the thing is, Joy, you risk assess, and then they'll do something stupid anyway. But you risk assess, you know. How is Milo doing with his medical issue? So Milo has hypothyroidism, and we're waiting to see if we can get him in for radioactive iodine treatment. However, the place that does it is redoing the building and not open yet. So we are waiting. However, Milo, of course, is super thrilled to have new siblings. And again, I spoke to my vet and I said, look, you know, if there's anything that oh, now look, oh, no, oh, hold on, oh my God, hold on. Oh, have you just pierced your sister's ear? Oh, dear me. Sorry about that. Camera work, but obviously the peach was my prime concern there. Yes, because he's just a thug. Thank you, Pam. That's very kind of you. Yes, he is 2 weeks older. Oh, Peachy. He is 2 weeks older. He gets a bit over boisterous. Now, this is what you call spoiled when you've got a toy in your mouth and you're playing with the ball. Now he's right. So now he's gone with the ball. So Lepesh has got the. It's not that so much, Margaret. He just gets overexcited. He will obviously get neutered, but he's still only, what are we talking about now? Probably 12 weeks. There you are, clever girl. He's just a boy. And of course he had 8 siblings, so he learned how to fight for what he wanted, whereas Lepesh, well, she was used to having everything she wanted without having to fight for it. Yes. I will check her out afterwards, make sure he hasn't put his claw. Yes. Poor little Peachy. Poor little Peachy. Trim those toenails. Who, me? Yes, no. Are you looking at my socks, or are you looking at the... these are incredibly old socks because I don't tend to wear black socks, but I didn't think I should be... they didn't really go with my trousers to have any of my colourful lot. And I thought, well... I just didn't think HeyGo could work with me doing a tour in my pyjamas with mismatching socks. Well, her nickname is Peachy, so her real name is Freya, because I think if I go to the vets, I think they'll feel a little bit more comfortable calling for Freya rather than Peachy. The other thing is, many years ago, I said that, bless you, I said that if I had a female ginger, I would call her Freya. And amazingly, with my poor memory, I remembered this. So yes, Peachy Poos. The thing is, they do like to do things together. So although neither of them actually can wait. Of course, exactly, Tina. Of course they want water at exactly the same time. And when I feed them, which I will do before we go, obviously by feed them I mean wet food, they'll switch between the dishes. Yes, yes. Apollo's in the what? See, generally that is filled with water. The one that she has her paw in. Oh well, that's just ridiculous. But I didn't. Oh, he's put it in the water. Well, that's clever. So that's going to be wet. Now, Odessa is very food obsessed. Apollo, did you hear him? Oh, my poor little Peachy. No. Yes, poor little girl. Oh. Here's a wee bully. And he's going to have to learn to share. I tell you, when the big ones get hold of him. Oh! Anyway, so Odessa is quite food obsessed. So they will not be eating together because that would wind her up too much. As she's a stray from Cyprus, she has good reason to be food obsessed. Yeah, well, interestingly enough, Odessa was, oh, look at this, marvellous, there's nobody in the box. I was saying something then. How can I actually even distract myself? Anybody know what I was just about to say? No. Sure, it was riveting. It was probably, yeah, Odessa stray, food obsessed. Oh, yes, thank you, Jay. So she was coming up the stairs, and I had built this little fort and put the boards up, so they couldn't get out, but obviously she couldn't come up. And of course she was like, well, what's going on? So I removed the boards, and she saw Apollo, and Apollo saw her, and she hissed at him, and she turned to go downstairs, and I wanted to reassure him. And, well, I must have made him jump because I touched him and he hissed. And I couldn't tell if his fur was all up on end because if you can see, he's ridiculous and his fur's always up on end because he has some sort of long hair thing going on, but not proper long hair. Just like maybe he's put his paw in the electric socket. Now, how is this going for you guys? Because obviously we are in a toilet. Oh, me too, Margaret. And I wasn't sure whether or not I would get some negativity because, you know, I'm doing a tour from a toilet. Or a bathroom, as we say. Yeah, and this is the thing, Linda, that what will happen is they'll go absolutely nuts because I left them to play with themselves and they were sleeping and then they wake up and it's interesting, Marlene. I think that's a bit of a fib. I think you must be on the web saying it's, and it says it's 101, but I've got 67 on my counter. Do you know what, Heather? Everybody probably has got a bathroom. Could I rename it the toilet tour? The other thing is that in the UK, the weather isn't that great. And unfortunately, I'm not feeling too great either. So not entirely sure. Oh, I'm going to be able to bring you as many of the walking tours in the next month or so that I usually have. So might do another with these hounds. We've got a check-in chat next Sunday, and I'm hoping to be able to take you to somewhere like walk around Moat Park, but I need to find time to do the signal test. Heather, I've got a few pre-existing medical conditions that like to flare up every now and then. Janie's in Zumbervent. Well, do you know what, Gregory? Are we actually going to set a trend? And people are going to be, I think Stefan did actually walk into one of his tours. He actually did walk into a toilet. It was a funky toilet. Now, what I'm going to do is, what comments have I missed? Jay Foster, follow a cat foster and she has new mummy. Yeah, she streams from her bathroom. Wouldn't that be amazing? Wouldn't that be amazing, Margaret, if everybody takes so many postcards that we end up on the Daily Scoop, with lots of, and the main picture is just one of a toilet bowl. Actually, I might rename it. Shall we email HeyGo and ask for the Daily Poop? Sorry, I'm laughing at my own jokes now. That's really appalling, isn't it? I'd probably get that generic reply. Thank you for your email. We forwarded it on to the relevant team to look into. I'm glad to hear it, Judy. Now, Gregory, British toilet humour, it's the foundation of how we live. And Viv, of course, is volunteer at the cafe, so she well knows these little thugs. Oh, I'm glad to hear it, Heather. Stress is not fun. How did I introduce them to each other? I sat down and I said, Apollo, this is Peachy. Peachy, this is Apollo. He's going to be complete. Oh, hello. Oh, good Lord. Well, did we have fun there? Hold on, let's turn that round. I'm upside down. Oh my goodness, the toilet really wanted to be. Right. Close your eyes, we're going back. My gimbal, unfortunately, does not enjoy the bendiness of having kittens. Toilet side view, exactly. That was deliberate. Totally wanted. It is Christmas PJs. Oh, actually, shall I? Not just any old PJs, guys. It's got a penguin on and everything. These are my show PJs. Yeah, just for HeyGo. Obviously not. It's, yeah, artisticness. See, she's now did all. Oh yes. All the other 8 kittens got adopted. Well, actually, I lie. We've got a viewing and hopefully taking home of the last 2 tomorrow. All thoroughly vetted, making sure they are super homes for our beloved kittens. Not at all. You take care, Heather. And we are running into the final moments of this toilet tour. Thank you, Heather. And it looks like Apollo has finally given up the toy. Oh, well. Oh! Nothing like a kitten sliding behind you. As long as it's... Come on. Right, let's see if we can get the toilet out of shot, because in all reality, it's not really the nicest thing to look at, is it? Oh, thank you, Margaret. Thank you, Judy. It's very kind. I will be spending all your tips on cat food. Unless, of course, there is a leak in my roof, in which case I'll be spending it on the roofer. You see, the trouble is that now they see their mummy. They just want to spend time with the mummy. Thank you, Jenny. Let's catch it. Yeah, well. So I'll probably put on another tour in 2 to 3 weeks with these, and it will be amazing how big they've grown. She does sneeze, don't worry. Not a problem, Mark. But I think that's because of the dust due to the cat litter. Do they sneak out of the bathroom? Absolutely. If I went like this, well, they wouldn't do anything. Yeah, wait for it. He would then be on the other side. And bye, Susan. And thank you, Sonia. And I let them go out because they have lots of energy to burn. So what I was going to show you is just then what they like their wet food before I leave. So let me grab some. Hello, Colleen. I didn't see you there. Yes, electrified fur tips. I like that. Right, now this is interesting because I haven't actually fed them one-handed before, so bear with. Oh, okay. Right. I'm going to have to put you on the tripod. Oh, yes, Tina, they come out the bathroom for supervised visits. I need to, sorry, you're looking at the wall at the moment. You probably know you're looking at the wall. Probably didn't need me to tell you you were looking at the wall, but right. Am I the sole caregiver? Do you mean, do I have another half who takes care of these little hounds and empties the litter tray? Then get your foot out the bowl. Yes, I'm the only fool. I have 6 children. They're all furry. Peachy, you fool, I know you've got this toy. Thank you, Gregory. Le Perche, the food is done. It is just me. The furry kids do not help. Is that wet food expensive? It's Felix, so it's not cheap, but as I say, what you put in, you get out. So you want to make sure that they're having good food. Thank you, Colleen. And actually what's more important is as well that they have a really good quality biscuit. So this is raw canine, which is a quality biscuit. She's now, no, leave the tripod alone, darling. No, darling. Biscuits. Le Perche. Hello, Le Perche. She is, Tina. She just hadn't realised. She was too excited that she finally had that toy. And she gives a little purr when she eats. Will Freya stay that colour? She will unless she goes down the hairdressers and get a few, streaks put in, yeah. And this is it. It's both the same. You saw me, it's the same pouch, but no, they both have to have. So Mark says, long ago when I was with my parents, we had a family cat. We once introduced her to the pouch food. She never wanted to eat anything else. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you to everybody that's been able to tip today. If you would like to leave a fabulous review, that would be much appreciated. She looks massive, doesn't she? Thank you, Margaret. No, Tina. Funnily enough, I do for my little ones. Did I say thank you? Thank you, Ronnie. Thank you, Leslie. I use a fork when I do the big ones, and then with the little ones, I was about to spoon it, and then I realised that actually they were just getting in with their fangs. I was like, well, why on earth have I been doing this for so many years? Yeah. Oh, lovely. Oh, yes. Oh, isn't this super? Oh, yes. No, yours is better. No, mine is. Joy, I very much recommend Furry Company, but you are welcome anytime. It's why is one of them so much more than the other? Now, it's nonsense. Joy, I absolutely wasn't intending to get any more. Sometimes I feel that fate has its own plans. And doesn't mean I don't still miss Tinker terribly. Sometimes I look at the back of Apollo, he's got these little tabby streaks. And I just cry because it reminds me of Tinker. But 15 years, it's a long time. You don't forget. But I know he wouldn't want me to be unhappy. You done now, Fang Face? Get off my tripod. Yum, 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 yum. Trouble is, Leslie, when you volunteer at a cattery, you kind of do see the cookie jar more than most people. Num, 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 num. It looks revolting, if I'm honest with you. It really does look revolting. Catherine's doing well, Mark. Yes, we've had good spate of homings, but to be honest, as it gets into November and December, that will very much calm down. Absolutely, Guana Beth. Oh, Freya is squeaking. That means he's now bearing his food. She's squeaking, which probably means she's doing a yeah. That's no need, is it, really? Yes, you can donate directly to the cattery. How much they weigh? It's a very good question. I have no idea. I do know when they had their first vaccination. I'm just showing the food. Why am I showing the food? See? I'm marvellous at this camera thing. Thank you, Mark. Because he's had enough. So instead of just walking away like a normal kitten, well, do you know what, Casey? Yeah, that's nice. That is. And the thing is, apparently females don't like to cover it up, which is marvellous. So what I'm going to say is to protect my nostrils. Oh, wow. That's what happens when you lean down. I quite like that. What do you think? Is it going to be all the rage? Anyway, I hope you've all had fun. I'm glad it's not smell-o-vision. Oh, she is pretending now to cover it up. Too late, too late. And she won't, because she's just slapping the side of the litter tray. Now she's slapping the slate next to the litter tray. Yeah, and now she's scratching on the newspaper. Not quite full ticket, that one. Right, so thank you so much. I hope I didn't miss anybody's questions. If you're not in my private Facebook group, Léonie on Tour, please do join. I will share some photos of my little hounds. Take care, everybody. Lots of love.